Well, the TikTok ban lasted long, didn't it? 14 hours, I believe the number was. It was banned for 14 hours. The world went into complete chaos. People were panicking left, right, and center, but it's back. I always assumed this was going to happen. Like, a lot of people leaving comments on my most recent video saying, like, oh, what's going to happen to the videos now that TikTok's being banned? I mean, if it did permanently get banned, I would have just carried on doing what I normally did. Obviously, it wouldn't have been, like, American TikTok, but I just thought, you know, there's like 150 million users. I just feel like it can't get permanently banned. But I did think it would take more than 14 hours. I will say that. I thought it might be gone for like a few days, a week, a couple of weeks, who knows. 14 hours is a lot quicker than I expected. There was a lot of people saying their emotional goodbyes, people going live on TikTok as they were going to get banned, kind of as their final farewell. And then it seems like for most Americans, they went to sleep for the night, woke up, and it was back. So yeah, it didn't really become that big of a thing in the end, I guess. Which I've got to say, I am very glad it's back for multiple reasons. I actually do use TikTok just kind of like casually and have the creators that I like watching, a lot of which are American. But also, if we're being completely transparent here, it definitely helps with the video ideas. I think that's fair to say. But now, in all seriousness, even though like seeing the emotional kind of like goodbye videos in hindsight is like a little funny, right? Because obviously it didn't get banned. I did feel really sorry for people, especially who use like TikTok to promote like their small business and whatnot, because TikTok is probably the easiest way to get attention, get views on any app because of the way that the algorithm works. And a lot of companies rely on TikTok for promotion and marketing. So for that to just be gone overnight, I can imagine that caused a lot of stress and panic. So look, good thing it's back, clearly. Now, as for today's video, I did want to talk about a very big trend that was going on the final days of TikTok before the very short ban, where it seemed like pretty much every US creator was using a sound from Family Guy, I believe, where it says like, since we're all gonna die, there's one thing that I need to tell you, and then they'd put a secret on screen. And a lot of these creators would put like a secret surrounding their content specifically, and for the most part, it was just something small, funny, not that big of a deal. In other cases, it actually resulted in a lot of backlash. So we're gonna go through a variety of them in today's video, some that just aren't a big deal at all, some that I just found funny, and some that did actually result in backlash. So let's actually start with this first one by a creator called Kaeli Mae with about 14.5 million followers. Now, some of Kaeli's most viral videos are surrounding ice cubes. I'll skim through this video right now, but as you can see, she puts kind of like fruit in these trays. I think she puts like cinnamon and whatnot on them and stuff as well. Like, she does like a bunch of different kinds, then puts her water in, and she makes these like nice looking ice cubes, right, with the fruit in them. Now, looking at her page, she does do different content as well, but I guess a lot of people were very invested in these ice cubes in particular. So when Kaeli ended up posting this video talking about how she doesn't actually use the ice cubes, she actually ended up getting quite a little backlash for it.
Since we're all gonna die, there's one more secret I feel I have to share with you. I did not care for The Godfather.
What?
Did not care for The Godfather.
How can you even say that, Dad?
Okay, so as you can see, the text says, I never actually use any of those special ice cubes. I don't like ice in my drinks besides coffee. Now, looking at the comments, most people did find it funny and didn't think it was that big of a deal, but there is also a lot of people bringing up the fact that she would be wasting food if this was true. Like this comment, for example, saying you wasted all that fruit, and then there's a bunch more comments talking about it. The video's got 14 million views. In fact, a bunch of other creators were making videos talking about this trend, saying like, oh, not all you like influencers, saying that you've basically been lying to us this whole time. And a lot of the comments were saying like, oh, is this directed at the Ice Cube girl, which is what they were calling her. So it actually resulted in Kaeli Mae having to make a video explaining what she meant by it, saying that she didn't just waste food and throw all the fruit out, she would actually give the ice cubes to like friends and family instead.
Wait, you guys. A lot of people took that as I literally like made all that and then immediately put it in the trash. That is not what happened. I just didn't personally use them in like my water or anything. I'm just not an ice person. My stepmom, for example, loved the cucumber mint ones, so I always made sure to make that in every single batch. And when our friends would come over on the weekends, you know, like before going out, we would all put them in our cocktails. Like, even I did put the pomegranate rosemary. I put the pomegranate rosemary one. But anyway, that's why I had them, because people still use them. I just didn't use them daily in like my ice water. So that's what I meant by that.
And the video carries on. It's about 3 minutes long, but just basically explaining that she didn't throw the food away, and that is like the main issue people had. I don't think people actually cared if she used ice cubes that she made in the videos. I don't think people cared about that. It was more the waste of food. Now, another creator who was being brought up a lot by other TikTokers making these videos and in the comment sections and whatnot was a TikToker called Baby Dumpling with 2 million followers who does mukbang videos. And after searching his creator's name on TikTok, it seems like this has been a big question for years, it really seems, of people kind of debating on whether these videos are real. I think it's no secret at this point that a lot of mukbang videos aren't real, where they have like a ridiculous amount of food, but there's a lot of cuts in the video, so you would just assume that they probably don't eat all the food. And I guess this was always a big thing with Baby Dumpling specifically. I mean, this video in particular here has 700,000 likes talking about it.
TikToker just got busted for lying to her fans. She went viral for eating so much food and never getting fat. People would be amazed with how much food she eats. But turns out, this TikToker has a big secret.
Girl, you've had us all fooled for like months now, because for the last like 6 months I've watched you, I thought you were eating all your food. But your videos become a little bit sloppy, and I don't believe you. I do not believe you're eating all that by yourself.
Okay, so you get the point, right? A lot of people were questioning whether she eats all the food. I don't know if she does or not, right? But what I will say is the evidence that they show in this video is a bit strange, to say the least. It's basically this video that Baby Dumpling uploaded where her friend's hand comes in and kind of grabs a sauce, but then also gets some food, and it's not edited out the video. And people are trying to say that's like an editing mistake, and she usually shares her food and she forgot to cut this out. I don't think that's necessarily true. I could be wrong. To me, it doesn't seem like she was trying to hide that specifically, but like I said, I haven't seen enough of Baby Dumpling's videos to really understand the whole, like, debate that's been going on. But either way, with this trend going around, Baby Dumpling did make a video where she used the sound and whatnot, and her big secret was, I don't eat all the food. To which I will say, a lot of people's reaction was just kind of like, well, yeah, we know. I mean, there's this comment right here that says, wait, did y'all not know this with 20,000 likes? But then on the flip side, there were comments saying, no way, I genuinely believed it with 25,000 likes. A comment here with 140,000 likes saying, girl, I was fighting in the comments for you. And then again, on the flip side, a comment with 120,000 likes saying, we already knew. It's still causing a bit of a debate, it seems, because I don't know if she's like trying to do it like ironically because of all the backlash and a lot of people making videos. But yeah, apparently this is a big debate on TikTok. Let me know where you stand on the big mukbang debate. Now, another creator who received a lot of backlash from this trend was a TikToker called Meredith Duxbury with 18 million followers. And looking at her content, she does like makeup content. You see, we're covering like every genre in today's video, aren't we? And I guess looking into this, some of Meredith's biggest videos were because she uses a lot of foundation, 10 pumps of foundation to be specific, with videos like this one.
Get ready with me while I tell you facts about my foundation technique. I use 10 pumps of foundation, and that's what personally works best for me. I do not remove all the foundation and redo my makeup. I blend 2 shades of foundations together to get optimal results. This little stick I apply it with, it's always just the back of a makeup brush. I use my hands to blend it in to reduce the amount of waste of foundation.
Okay, right, you get the point. She goes on to show up on the foundation on, then she mixes like another like shade of foundation or whatever to make. Right, I don't know anything about makeup, I don't know if you can tell. But I guess because these videos started going very viral, it started a bit of a trend where people were like, wow, can I use this technique? And actually when I searched up 10 pumps of makeup to see people's videos they'd made surrounding this technique, it actually gives you like a search highlight, like this AI thing saying using 10 pumps of foundation is popularized by Meredith Duxbury, involves a specific technique and has garnered mixed reactions. Here's a summary, and then goes on to give you like step-by-step instructions on how to do it. It also gives you a conclusion saying using 10 pumps of foundation can yield impressive results, but is a technique that requires practice and may not be suitable for everyone. So apparently this was a big thing. Now you can probably guess where this is going at this point, because Meredith ended up doing the trend, and her big secret was, I did wipe some of those 10 pumps off. And looking at the comments, people weren't very happy with this. I mean, we got comments like this one saying, between this and the ice restock girl, I feel betrayed. And by the way, the ice restock girl, I believe, is Kaeli Mae, who we spoke about earlier, with the ice cubes. There's more comments from people saying, so you just wasted. That's got 10,000 likes. Another comment here with 10,000 likes saying, I fear this trend isn't actually helping these influencers become relatable. It's just confirming for us who we can and who we can't trust. And in fact, in Meredith's video, like after the ban was done and like TikTok was back in the US, the top comment on her most recent video is literally saying, girl, you got some explaining to do right now. Now, before we move on to the next creator, the only reason why I'm really using this one in this video is because when this trend was going around, most comments on a lot of these videos was basically from people saying, this and Scar Girl is what I need to see. Like, the only one I want to see use the sound is Scar Girl, fess up. And if you don't remember, there was a creator who had like a scar on her face, and there was a big debate on whether it was real, basically. A lot of people were saying it like changed size and like side of her face and shades and all this, and a lot of people thought she genuinely like drew it on and pretended she had a scar on her face. So because a lot of people seem to be waiting for that one, we'll use it in the video. So there's a TikToker called Anne Benelli, who I guess is Scar Girl, as she was getting called, and she did make a video with this sound. Now, just to give some context quickly on how big this whole thing was with like Scar Girl, right? There was videos from like a plastic surgeon's opinion of Scar Girl's scar. This has 1 million likes, where professionals were posting videos talking about whether it was real or not. Now, in Annie's video, she did start off by saying the scar did switch sides and was drawn on with a black Sharpie and an eyebrow stamp, but then quickly changed it to just kidding, those were the dumbest things I've ever seen in my comments, stop being weird. And it seems like a lot of people still aren't convinced with comments like this one saying if you don't give it up with 20,000 likes. So, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know the backstory about a lot of these situations. These are just the most viral ones I've seen and a lot of people decided to react to. But now let's move on to the last one. And in fact, this is the one that I think got the most backlash out of them all. This is the one that I saw people talking about definitely the most. And it's all surrounding this TikToker right here called Lexi Hidalgo, who has 2.7 million followers. Now, some context here, Lexi posts a variety of videos, some of which were like workout videos, like this one in particular, which is 30 days of workout. This is like HIIT training, and she goes on to show some workouts that she did, right? There was also another popular series on her account called Coffee Talk, where she would make a coffee while talking about something.
My beautiful people, welcome back to the Coffee Talk. Today we have a very special occasion. It's actually my birthday. I'm 20 years old today, and it feels kind of crazy. Actually having a super lazy day because celebrated yesterday, but we're gonna do some at-home hibachi later because my dad got this new grill.
Okay, so you get the gist, right? She has a series where she makes coffee and also had a series where she showed workouts. So you can probably imagine what the secrets were that were revealed, right? So in Lexi's video, the first one was, I never once drank the coffee I made in the Coffee Talks. And the second one was, and only did like half the workouts I posted. And like I said before, this one in particular resulted in a lot of backlash. There were videos like this one from this creator called Alyssa Leanne. This video, by the way, has got 7 million views, and if we see the text on screen, it says, this trend is sickening in so many ways. The amount of influencers that have came forward saying, oh, I never actually did those workouts I told you guys to do, or I never even liked coffee, I just forced myself to drink it for videos, etc. So many influencers just admitted to profiting off the society's own insecurities, and they think it's totally fine. Now, she didn't actually mention any names here, but since she said these creators talking about how they didn't do the workouts or drink the coffee, a lot of people assumed that this was about Lexi. But like I said, she didn't mention any specific names. She might have been referring to someone else. It just seems like a lot of people in the comments seem to believe she's also talking about Lexi, and a lot of the comments talking about the situation are about Lexi. And because of a bunch of videos and a bunch of comments, Lexi ended up making an explanation video talking about the whole situation, saying that she wants to give her thoughts on the response.
Hello, my beautiful people. I'm gonna try to give you a stream of thoughts as best that I can, because to be completely honest with you, I haven't even been able to work through my thoughts, and I don't even know what I'm feeling. But there's a lot of things that are like circulating right now, things that I've said and things that, you know, other people are taking that I've said and making them into something completely different. And it's just, my emotions are confused and I'm confused. And I feel like I want to apologize for anybody's feelings that have been hurt by my actions or my words.
And then goes on to explain further what she meant by the video. So the coffee in particular, she says that she doesn't like sweet coffee, so she would give it to someone else.
I would do these things called coffee talks, where I would make a coffee for 60 seconds and I would give advice. And the coffee would be like super sweet, super elaborate. I would put foams and syrups and they were great. I personally don't love sweet coffee. So those coffees were always for either my best friend or my mom or somebody in my house. Like no coffee ever went to waste. Ever, ever, ever. And the other thing that I said was I only did like half the workouts that I posted. And I want to clarify because I feel like this one has been very misconstrued and it really breaks my heart because there's been nothing that's ever been more important to me than advocating for having a healthy relationship with your body and with standards and everything of that sort.
And then as you heard, she then goes on to talk about the workouts and says what she meant by the video was as she was recording these workouts for the video, she wouldn't necessarily be doing the workout fully then. She would go and do like the workout like off camera.
I was doing these workouts, but I was not doing them the whole time that I was filming them. As I was filming these videos, I wasn't doing the whole workout and then editing the footage. I was just making the videos and sometimes batch making the videos and doing the workouts at later dates. They were still workouts that I created that I wanted to share, never with the intent of saying, if you want to look like me, do this. That was never my wording. That was never my messaging. And I truly believe that anybody who's been here since the beginning of those will understand that. I can also see completely how saying something like that can be like what do you mean? What do you mean that was all fake? Like, how are you going to say that you're this person and then you're going to fake everything that you do?
Yeah, I mean, that makes complete sense to me. I would assume that a lot of like workout creators wouldn't necessarily be doing their full workout on camera. They'd be more showing what they do for their workout. And also a lot of fitness creators probably don't do workouts that they show in their videos. These are just workouts that they know are good and might work for different people. And I mean, at the end of the day, the videos that I saw of her like showing these workouts are workouts. Like, they are real workouts. It's not like she was showing like some crazy unique concept that no one's ever seen before and being like, this works, this gets you fit, and people having to kind of just trust her. Like, they were just like your normal workouts, like burpees and squats and all that stuff. So yeah, I've got to say, I don't really understand the backlash with it. I mean, for me, that would be what a lot of these fitness videos are like. It wouldn't necessarily be someone working out at the time. I guess people took the original video as like, oh, I don't even do these workouts. I don't even think they're good. They might not even work for you, but I'm still going to make the video telling you to do it. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but like I said, this one in particular was the one that got the most backlash. And after Lexi's posted this video, it has kind of flipped a bit. Like, most of the comments are from people saying, I didn't realize not drinking coffee would ruffle so many feathers. Another comment here saying I could never be an influencer. Having to apologize for not drinking a coffee is crazy. Yeah, I mean, to me, the initial reaction seems really unfair. I think she's going to be fine. Like I said, the reaction seems to have kind of like flipped now, and she can carry on making videos as she did, but clearly this trend caused a lot of problems for a lot of people. And I think for 99% of people, most of these situations wouldn't seem like that big of a deal, but I guess for the people who watch these specific creators and have always watched them for maybe years, seems like they feel like they've been lied to, and that seems to be the reaction. I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below. But yeah, I think a lot of people probably regret doing the trend. Obviously, this video was a little bit different, a bit all over the place as well, with like the whole kind of like ban thing. This was the biggest topic, even though, like I said, it was a bit all over the place with different genres, different creators and whatnot. But back to normal videos from now on. And yeah, if you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.